Hi, I'm James at Bespoke Airsoft and welcome back to another review, and in this one we're looking at a legendary pistol from Marui that I hold very dearly, which is the TM FN5-7. Yes, we're taking a look at the TM FN5-7. It's been around for a while. I absolutely adore this pistol. I've got such a great history with it, which can be found here. I'm going to get into the TDC right now so you can take a closer look at this thing with me. I'm probably going to nerd out a little bit just because of how much I love this pistol and how well it performs. So apologies for that, but we'll get into the TDC right now so you take a closer look, and then we'll get to the chrono and the accuracy test, and then we'll be back on camera probably to talk more about this pistol and nerd out even more. So we'll see you in just a moment. Now, I am super delighted to be looking at this pistol once again. I had one of these pistols for a very long time. I had it when they released the special editions, when they did them in tan and an OD colour, and it come with a torch. Me and my friend bought one and we had an absolute blast with them. I ran that pistol for a number of years on propane and all kinds of propellants. It never broke. It actually went to a buddy of mine who's still got them. I think he owns about 3 or 4 FN5-7s, so he loves the platform. He's got loads of mags and stuff, and he just brings them to me every year or so, just for a service and such. Let's zoom this out a little bit. We're a bit close. But here is the Marui FN5-7. This is an older pistol compared to the new ones that we've looked at, so it's the older style boxing. And if you don't know what the FN5-7 is, it's a pistol from FN that used the same round as the P90, which was obviously a 5.7 round. And this grip is quite wide, so if you have got smaller hands, it's probably not going to be as nice. Now, the real pistol itself is plastic. I actually shot it in Vegas. If I've got the footage handy, I'll put it up on screen just now.
Yes, sir. Nice. Go ahead and put down with the safety, which is right there. Real quick, roll. There we go. Red means dead. Yes, sir. Fire and ready. Nice. Good control. Woo! What'd you think? You like that?
This is a very nice pistol. I didn't actually own the black model. Like I said, I had the green one, which came with a torch, like a Marui torch, which was very nice. And I had an absolute blast with this pistol. Now, just like the Desert Eagle series that they do, the magazines are really wide. They hold an absolute ton of gas, and it just goes all day. And what I found was, in the summer months when I was running one of these as my solid sidearm, I'd be getting about 3 or 4 magazines worth of BBs out of one fill of propane or green gas, whatever I was using at the time. So it's very cool indeed. Very cool. It is a bit of a Marmite pistol. You're either going to love it or hate it. We've got the usual clips there for the magazine to dry fire it. We've got some BBs, which are good quality because they're Marui BBs. So here we have the pistol. Let's get rid of this tag. Get you zoomed in here. Now, this is the TM FN5-7. It's a little bit odd looking if you've never seen it before. It's the best 5.7 you can buy on the market, hands down. I will be as bold to say that. There are a couple of companies that do one, but if you're going to go out and buy an FN5-7, go get the Marui. All the others are just a waste of money. So I'm sure there's people out there that have got, the Marusans and is it the Marusians, sorry, and some of the CO2 ones that were released. And if you love them, that's perfectly fine. I'm not ripping on your pistol, but in my opinion, this is the best one you can buy on the market. It's a shame they stopped doing the limited editions because they were so nice. They had a tan and they had an OD colour. I think me and my friend who had the tan and the OD, I think I ended up owning both of those pistols at some point maybe. But it's nice that it's been kept sort of in the group because, they're absolutely solid. Like that friend of mine, he runs a couple of them as sidearms, so he'll run his primary and he'll run 2 of these in like Serpa holsters, which is very cool. Full polymer pistol. Polymer slide, polymer frame. I think the outer barrel on these is actually aluminium. So there's actually some metal parts on this. To take this slide off, you've got a little tab here which you just need to get your nail behind. Not the easiest in the world. Pull that back as we pull the slide back slightly. You'll hear it click. The slide can be pushed forward and up and off. You can see there are plenty of metal components internally as well. I like the fact that on the black models as well they've got grey controls, makes it very nice and easy to see. Hop-up can be found just there. It's an older style hop-up, it's not adjusted from the ejection port. Let's see if I can pop this out here. It's been a long time since I've handled one of these. I think it's just the O-ring stopping it, there we go. So the recoil spring guide is actually the barrel, which is why it's obviously metal. And it's actually housed on the barrel itself, so you've got no spring guide system at the bottom here. It's very unique in that aspect. Nice big blowback unit there. And you know, with the Marui, everything being plastic. This is plastic, but it is reinforced internally with another frame. And you've obviously got some metal components on the blowback units. The weakest part on these pistol is on the blowback units, there's a couple of screws each side. They tend to be the ones to go, but like I say, the only pistols that I've seen have that go are ones that have been ran on very high powered propellants for a long time. Like I ran mine on propane for probably about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years. And then a friend of mine had it and he's had it since. So the pistol's, you know, at least, you know, 8, 9, maybe even 10 years old. So, and those parts you can get and we have replaced on his pistols, but he does run them to death just like I did. Just pop the slide back on here. Clicks back into place. Like I say, it's a very unique pistol. Very odd looking, very modern. You know, you've got your safety there, which is found both sides. There was, I can't remember if these can be switched over to the opposite side. I think they might be able to, because you have got sort of the notches on the magazine here, so don't quote me on that. I never did it, so I never had the need to do it because I am a right-handed shooter. Trigger, that's how much take-up you've got before the wall. Very prominent trigger, reset. And these things are so rapid and snappy and loud. I think one of the fondest memories I have of using these pistols when we first had them, I think we went to Urban Assault, and me and a buddy of mine, we pulled these out and we were shooting them out of a window in a building, and everybody was turning around going, what the bloody hell's that? That's loud. And it was when the pistols first released and we absolutely loved it. So gun is clear, no BBs in the gun at all. We've got gas in the magazine now. They always had that very distinctive sound. It might not come through well on camera, but it's like a gudget, gudget. Don't quote me doing that noise, but it's a very distinctive sound. Very, very cool indeed. And if that buddy of mine ever sells them limited edition models, I will be snatching them back up off him. Just because I do miss it so. It's probably one of my most used. I've had a lot of Marui pistols over the years. I've had high cappers, I've had the Glocks, I've had the M&Ps, I've had the USP Compact. I've had pretty much all Marui models you can dream of, except for the Desert Eagle. I never had one of those. But this was probably one of my most used. I used to hammer this. This was at the time when I was going to loads of games. I was going to perhaps 2 games a month, maybe even more sometimes, maybe a game every week, and I'd be crawling through the crap. These things would get so dirty because we'd get in the underbrush and stuff. And what was nice is the slide releases on these things was so on the edge that when you was in a game and you'd take a fresh mag and you'd whack it in the pistol, you'd probably find the slide had you know, come off the catch and lock forward without hitting the slide release. Wasn't meant to do that, but it was nice. You know, you'd be in a game, you'd run out of you know, BBs in a magazine, you pull the magazine out, slap that back in the pistol, the slide would go forward, and you'd be firing straight away. I've seen it done on a few models, so maybe it's a little bit of an issue, but in my mind it wasn't an issue. It just made reloading much faster. So the attention to detail on this pistol is very good. You know, there's no flex in the slides whatsoever. You'll tell when those parts that I mentioned on the blowback unit, over a long period of time, you'll tell if they've gone because the slide will get really sloppy. But it's not a very expensive part, you can just switch that out. Iron sights, white dots, very nice and easy to find. And like I say, I'll nerd out over this pistol all day because I absolutely love it. But let's get to the Chrono results. 0.2 gram BBs, green gas, and here is the Chrono reading. And you will see that just like the other Tokyo Marui pistols, very consistent. And we'll get straight to the accuracy test at 15 meters. The first round is 0.2 gram BBs, the second round is 0.3 gram BBs. I haven't messed with the hop-up setting whatsoever. So some of these Marui pistols that I've looked at, you'll notice that on threes that it's worse. That would literally just be a case of I've had to adjust the firing position. So where I was firing with 0.2s like this, I'd have to fire like maybe just a little bit higher so the rounds would hit because the guns are not set hop-up wise to 0.3 gram BBs. Once you've adjusted the hops, I used to run mine on 2 5s and 3s, you will be laughing all day long. So get to the Chrono, not the Chrono results, the accuracy test, 15 meters, and then I'll be back on camera to talk about this legendary pistol. The Tokyo Marui FN5-7 is a fine pistol. I love it so, which you probably, if you haven't noticed already, you probably don't blame you for just turning me off. But you'll see from the accuracy test with the 0.3s it didn't do as well. Now what I can suspect is the hop is completely off because I was having to just slightly adjust the trajectory of the pistol because of the heavier ammo. So once the hop is set to 0.3s, now I ran mine on 0.3s personally, so I know how good this pistol is on 0.3s. Tuning the hop into 0.3s, you're going to get much better results, I promise you. Take it from me, I've run one of these for a very long time. I hope that Marui would carry on with the special edition pistols that they did because they were very nice. I'm not sure why they didn't do that, whether it was just a limited edition thing, but you know guys, it must have sold because you know they were tan and you know, I think it was a foliage green or OD, I can't quite remember. They come with a little torch out the front. They were lovely pistols. Obviously you can still get the black ones, not a problem at all, but it would be nice to have a bit of choice. Things to take into consideration if you're going to use this pistol: the magazines are much wider, they hold more gas, they are more efficient, they're more reliable because they hold more gas as well, but they are wider. They're sort of closer to what like a Desert Eagle style mag is, so you're going to have to make sure your pistol pouches can house these perfectly fine. I've never had an issue myself, but just going to have to take it in consideration because they are quite considerably wider. So plenty of gas held in them. Performance out this thing is absolutely superb. The kick, and the sheer sound this thing kicks out, you know, it always puts a grin on your face. If you're going to go and get a 5.7 sidearm out there, look no further than the Marui. Just take my word for it. Go and get the Marui. You will absolutely love it. Treat it right, look after it, and it will never ever let you down. You know, throughout the years, like I say, very minimalistic maintenance work needed on those that have been used for well over 8 years at least. So I hope you've enjoyed the review of this pistol as much as I have. It's not often I get to look at a pistol that I've owned over the years and adored. Why I got rid of it, I don't know. I think it's just one of those airsofter things that you move on to new things and exciting things at the time. If one of these comes available in that limited edition colour, I might just have to snap it up because it really was one of my most favourite sidearms that I have. Not playing as much now, it's not really as needed for me to go out and source the pistols that I adore, just because I don't get time to go to games as much now, but always brings back so many good memories that I might have to look at getting one myself. So I hope you've enjoyed this review of the TM FN5-7. I hope I've portrayed to you how much I've enjoyed this pistol over the years, and the fact that the performance of this thing is absolutely great. The grin it gives you when you use it, again, is part of the fun. You know, when you're firing these things at someone in a skirmish or a weekend event, you want it to give you that feedback that makes it enjoyable to shoot, which this pistol does. So I'll link down in the description below where you can get these from us on the website, bespokeairsoft.co.uk. So look down there, find the information of where to get it. Subscribe to us, hit the bell notification if you would be so kind to be notified when we're putting new content up. We've got loads of exciting stuff on the way. We just wanted to cover a couple of Token Marui models. I just went through the warehouse and just picked a couple at random. But when I came past the 5.7s, I just could not resist the opportunity to talk about this pistol and fire it again. So thanks for tuning into this review, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.